Hello and welcome to this tutorial. In this tutorial we're going to use Adobe Illustrator and introduce a few basic things about the setup. We're going to set up a new project. For that we go to the File and choose New, and we have a range of options. I've used Illustrator for quite a while, so I have a number of recent page setups, but you may not have that. So you can actually look across. Typically we might do a print type setup, and the most familiar one to us would be an A4 type setup that we do a lot of our work on that size. For many of our projects we can be more specific about the size of the page we use. We can use centimeters, and in most cases we'll do a small project because we're going to be using the laser cutter. But for the moment, we'll just leave that at the A4 size, about 21 centimeters by very close to 30 centimeters. We can set it up in portrait or landscape. We can change the color theme. We can name it at this stage or later. So I'll just call this one setup, and we'll create. And we're ready to start, except that because Illustrator is a reasonably complex application, it's good to get things as simple as we possibly can. So what I'm going to do, we can go to the window menu and down to the workspace. We are set at essentials, and that's what you would typically do when you're getting started. If you were doing painting, if I click on that, you'll notice that everything changes. It also appears up here, the type of workspace, but back at the window, workspace, there's a range of different ones. Automation changes the look again. Essentials is another, and yet another is to design our own workspace, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to go new workspace, and I'm going to call this workspace Laser Cutter Workspace. And I'll explain why in a little while. But firstly, we're going to get rid of all these things from over here. We can drag those out like this. So I'm going to delete everything, absolutely everything from the side there. And I'm going to build it from scratch. This is what we do. We'll go down in the window menu and choose the things that are important for us, such as brushes. And we now have brushes, and what we do is we drag that over to our side panel like that, and we're underway. We also want to have, say, something along the lines of layers. Layers can come in handy. So we once again drag this across into this area. What else do we want here? Layers. We'll eventually need this thing called Pathfinder. And we'll put that in there. It's got 3 different parts to it. We'll be learning about that a bit later. We want, further down than Pathfinder, stroke. We want, let me see, we don't want swatches. We're going to actually go to a very particular swatch library because we want a very limited number of colors. So we go to the swatch library, we go up to the default swatches, and we want the RGB. That's important for what we're going to be doing with the laser cutter. They appear all over the place, but we're going to just drag that over to the side so that each of these, when we look, has some important information for us. If you hover above either the panels on the right or the tools on the left, they'll explain what they are. And so we're pretty well set up and ready to go.